Hey, what's going on? Just wanted to do a video here. I'm finishing up working out my dungeon today. And I'm a little bit fired up today because, I was talking with my daughter yesterday, picked her up from school and I was asking her how her day went, and she was really upset. And so we were talking about what was going on, what was upsetting her. And she was upset because they were doing fitness testing in her PE class, and it was like a pre-test or something like that. So they had to do push-ups and like crunches and whatnot. So she was upset because there were certain standards, right? There's certain kind of quote unquote fitness standards, right? So you should be able to I guess do so many push-ups or sit-ups or whatever. And she was trying as hard as she could. She goes, "Dad, I tried as hard as I could to do push-ups." I said, "How many did you do?" And she goes, "None." She goes, "I could get up and do the push-up, but and I could go down to the ground, but I couldn't get back up." And she was really upset because she was trying her hardest, and she felt like she failed. She felt like a failure, and I can relate to it. And I think at some level we all can. Because there's always been those times where we feel like failures, where, and especially when there's other people's kind of standards. We're always comparing ourselves to standards that are set by other people based on their ideals of what we should or shouldn't, be able to do, or how we should act, or how we should look, or how we should dress, or, all this type of stuff. And, and I think it's really something that, we have to kind of stop measuring ourselves and defining ourselves according to other people's standards. Like, we don't have to measure up to anybody else's standards, right? That's their ideal. That's their opinion of whatever is ideal for them. But just because it's their ideals doesn't mean it's the ideal. And it doesn't mean that we have to spend our time feeling like failures when we cannot measure up to someone else's standards. It's not about that. And I told this to Brianna. I said, it's kind of funny with a thing with fitness that there are no real standards. I told her there aren't, because we're all at different kind of levels. We're all at different levels in our fitness. Some people are good at push-ups, some people aren't. Some people can squat more than other people. I mean, there's other things. Some people have more endurance and can run faster than others, things like that. So I told her, don't get too down, and don't worry about having to feel like you need to measure up to those standards. I told her, as long as you do your best, you put your best effort into what you're doing, that's enough. That's perfect. Because that's all you can do is your best. So it doesn't matter if you come up short of their standards. Be proud that you're doing all you can and raise your own standards, right? Develop your own standards of what you want for you, not based on anybody else's opinions of you. The only thing that matters is ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, and that we're putting in our best effort. And we're not defining ourselves according to other people's standards. We're not trying to measure up to them, and we're not comparing ourselves to other people. I used to do this shit all the time, and I would obsess about it when I felt like I was, I didn't measure up. I wasn't good enough. I looked at all the things I couldn't do, or how many times I failed doing things, and really got down on myself and beat myself up over it because I wasn't measuring up to other people's standards. And it took me a long time to figure out that I didn't give a crap about their standards, really. Because as long as I'm seeing that I'm doing my best and I'm making progress, and I'm holding myself to my own standards, and I've developed my own standards for me based on what I feel I need, based on what I want to become, who I want to be in this world, that's all that matters, is developing my own standards. Nobody else's. And the same for you. If you're watching this and you're going through some of that, don't worry about that stuff. Stop measuring yourself and stop defining yourself according to anybody else's ideals and opinions and standards. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. So that's the message that I've got today. You can tell I'm a bit fired up about it because it really, really bothers me that, you know, we are not put here to feel like failures. We were not put here to have to fit in to anybody else's categories. We weren't put here to stand in line, shut our mouths, be like just like everybody else in this world. We are all unique. There's something special about each and every one of us, and we're all here for a purpose. And it's not to measure up to someone else's idea of who you are and what you can be. Don't ever let anybody define that for you. You define it for yourself. That's what I've got today. I hope that this connects. I hope that this helps. And I am taking off here. Got to go train a client in a bit and finish my workout here. All right, you guys, have an awesome day. Remember, don't worry about anybody else's standards. Don't worry about their ideals. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what you set for yourself. You got it. Never give up on yourself, your dreams, your ambitions, your goals. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.